So I'm gonna actually turn to the side so folks on screen can see me here. We'll start with this little shoulder opener. If you're familiar with Gomukhasana, it's kind of that. So you'll take the left arm behind your back like so. And if you're able to spin the palm of the hand like this, do. If you're not able to or if it hurts, don't do. Just be like that. And then, yeah, that's okay. And you don't have to go, I'm fairly high. You could go down a little lower and then take the other hand.
I can do it.
Yeah, great. Yeah, so then you'll take the right hand and hold on to the front of the shoulder and very, very gently draw the shoulder forward, which is not normally what we say to do. But try to do that without letting the back round, so it's just the shoulder going forward, that's it. And then bring the head, like think of trying to make a double chin, so you let the head drop back. Yeah. And then you went a little too low, just lift slightly, so you're, yeah, there it is. And then we'll just hold that for a moment. I'm gonna just show this for the folks on the screen. You'll keep the left arm in place and then take your right hand and hold on the side of the head like this. And then just let the head tilt a little to the right. But what we want to do is press the head into the hand and the hand into the head. So that creates a little bit of resistance. We'll just hold that for a second. Now, continue to let the left shoulder roll forward, but also let it go down. And then you'll press the head into the hand to come back up to the center. You'll release your situation. Just gently move a little bit. Oh,
That feels good.
yeah, it feels good to get out of it. And then just pause for a second, though, close your eyes and see if there's a difference between the right and the left. And you can even add like a little head tilt or a head turn and see if the range of motion is any different. Any results?
Yeah, I think I can turn my head.
It's a little more easy, yeah.
Yeah, and it
Cool.
feels tight.
Well, right, so let's try it out on the second side. So the right arm comes back like so. It doesn't have to go high, it can go low. Only if you're able to spin the palm in. And for most of us, this is the tighter side. So just know that. For me, it is. It's already, oh my goodness. Okay. And then bring the head back a little bit just so that it's in line with the spine. And then we'll pick up the other hand and hold here at the top of the head. Let your head tilt to the left, but press the head into the hand. That's the trick. Continue to let the right shoulder roll forward, but also let it go down. We'll just stay on this side maybe a smidge longer. And then come to center, release. And again, just take a moment. Just pause. Yeah, let's check in again with our head turns. So go to one side and the other. And hopefully they both feel fairly open. And then we'll do a tilt, one side and the other. Yeah. Okay, so let's just sit for a moment. You can change the leg cross to be even here. And let your eyes close and take a small little wobble of your head, just like one of those little bobblehead dolls. And then eventually your movement will settle down. And as the movement settles down, create just a tiny, tiny lift of the base of your skull. Let the lower jaw relax. Let your muscles in your face relax. And we'll just be here for a moment and breathe. Allow your head to bow down a little more And let your eyes blink open. As we take the head up to the center, we'll bring the arms up overhead. Let's interlace the fingers and press up through your palms. And just take a few times to go from side to side, back and forth. Yeah. And then come back to center, undo your hands and give the wrists a couple little circles. And then I'll introduce this movement that we'll do a couple of times in various positions. It's a little similar, like if you were trying to do a pull-up, which I've never been able to do, but take the arms up over your head. What? Yeah, I tried. I think just trying to is good work. And then you'll bend the elbows, engage the muscles in your upper back. You know, let the shoulder blades move closer together, and then release, send the arms up. And then we'll do similar here, hinge forward, and when you pull the arms, pull them back, and then you'll kind of lean a little forward. And you might get a little more into the upper back in this version. Let's do one more time on this diagonal. And then you'll pull, bend the elbows, engage the upper back. Yeah, makes sense? It looks good. And then release. Let's stretch out the legs. Just let the legs go and give them a little wiggle jiggle. And then we'll do one more thing sitting, and then we'll do it on all fours position. Take your arms just straight ahead, and don't move the whole torso, just the arms and the shoulder blades. Pull forward, and you'll feel the shoulder blades go wide, protraction, and then pull them back, pull the arms back, and the shoulder blades narrow in, retraction. Do that a few times. Yes. All right. And then let it go. Okay, so we'll turn over and try that out in our all fours position. Hands and knees. And before we do, just within the all fours, give yourself a moment to move around a little bit. So you could do some circles or side to side, just some little wiggles. And then let's pause with just a neutral spine. And we'll come into this shoulder movement again, but now we're weight bearing. So let the chest sink down and the shoulder blades move closer together, closer to the spine. Then you'll press into the floor and the shoulder blades go wide apart. Do that a couple of times and keep your pelvis just in neutral. So it's not cat-cow, even though it's a little bit similar. And then, James, when you press into the floor, press a little bit more. Think of the space in between the shoulder blades rising up towards the ceiling. Yeah, that part looks good. And then go a little more here. That's it. Yeah, great. Okay, and then let's take a little break from that. Go back to child's pose, but keep the arms forward. Perch them onto your fingertips. Spider fingers. And then from here, let's come to our all fours position again. And this time you'll bend, pick up the right arm, bend the elbow, and have the forearm parallel to the floor. And then do like a little window washer circle. Yeah. Now what'll want to happen here, especially when you start to get tired, the hand wants to lower and the elbow wants to lift. See if you can keep the hand and the elbow on the same level. You can take a little peek if you need, and then go the other direction. And what we're looking for is a little kind of fatiguing sensation right around the shoulder blade. Are you feeling that?
A little bit.
Okay. And then let's put the arm down and we'll swap. I'm just going to turn around so I can look at James. And then the circle goes like this. Yeah. So make the circle smaller. And can you lift the hand higher? Not the elbow, the hand. Yes. And then go again. And then other direction. Lift the hand. And then done, release. All right, let's go back to child's pose with the toes tucked under, arms forward still. And just, you'll probably feel this in the toes, but also feel what's happening in the neck when you push the mat forward. And you might feel the neck gets a little bunched up. And don't move the hands, try to pull the mat towards you. And that'll give the neck a little space. Do that a few times, little push and pull. Great. Now, the next time you're doing the pull, let's hold that for a second. And then let's round the back, come into your cat pose. Let the toes stretch back. And then you'll come forward here, elbows can bend and we'll land here down on the belly. Keep the hands right there, but lift the front of the shoulders away from the floor a little bit. And then one shoulder does a roll and the other shoulder does a roll, and we'll alternate that back and forth. Slither cobra. Yes, you missed these, didn't you?
I did.
And then let's pause here, just right in the middle. Both shoulders lift away from the floor, point back through the elbows, and don't move your hands. Try to pull the hands towards your feet as the chest comes forward, and we want to be very engaged through the upper back, but relax through the lower back. And then we'll press into the floor. Let's go through the knees here. Tuck your toes under and then go up and back in a down dog. And take a second for anything you want. If you want to move the legs or lift the legs, shift around. You can lift and lower the heels. You do whatever you need to. And then when you're ready here, let's separate your feet wider. Bend your knees and walk your hands to the feet, just heading to the back of the mat, and prop up with the forearms on the thighs. You're in this kind of squatty position. Move the pelvis back and the chest forward. Press the arms into the legs and see if you can draw the shoulder blades onto the back. James, move your chest forward. That's it. All right, and then on the inhale, we'll come all the way up, straighten the legs, lift the arms. Bring the arms down just beside you. Keep your stance kind of wide here, soft bend in the knees, and just move around any which way. And let there be movement in the shoulder blades as you're moving. And then whatever you're doing, change it a little bit. So maybe you just change your angles, change what the arms are doing, just mix it up. Okay. And then let's stay at the back of the mat here, but reset your feet. So the feet are just right underneath you. Yeah. And then we'll take a little sequence here. Let's lift the arms, inhale. On the exhale, bend the knees, bring the hips back, bend the elbows, engage the upper back and look forward. Inhale will come up to center. Do that a few times. So like you're pulling on something with the arms, chest comes forward, and then up. Yeah, so use your imagination. Pretend you're pulling on something with the arms as the elbows bend. Create a little resistance for yourself. Move the chest more forward, not so much down. Lift the hands if you can. And then come back up one more time. So pause in this position. Yeah, great. Let's reset the hands. Just put them down on the shins. On the inhale, straighten the legs. Move the chest forward. Keep the upper back engaged. And then on the exhale, just let it go. You can forward fold, bend the knees if you like. Do that a few times. So just a half lift, upper back engages. And then forward fold, you can bend the knees if you need. One more time like that, half lift. And then we're going down and forward. Walk the hands until you get to plank pose. And then for this rendition, we'll put the knees down on the floor, but keep the knees further back than the hips. Unless that's too much. If you need to just be in all fours, it's fine. Now those scapular push-ups we just did, sink the chest towards the floor. James, move the shoulders a little more forward. Yeah. And then press into the floor and let the shoulder blades widen. Yeah, don't bend the elbows. That's it. So the arms stay straight. It's just the torso sinks down and rises up, and the shoulder blades move closer together and apart. Don't bend the elbows.
Oops.
Yes. Yeah, look at here, come up for a second, look at me. See how it's just this little sink up and down? It's exactly what you did on all fours earlier. Oh yeah, that's it, that's it. And now go ahead and do bend the elbows, lower all the way down to the belly. We'll stretch the hands back with the palms up. Make a loose fist with your hands, so curl the knuckles in, and then press the back of the wrist to the floor and curl the knuckles up towards the ceiling. Yeah, try to keep your fist. And then stretch the hands long, wiggle out the fingers. Do that a few times. So you'll bend the fingers, curl the knuckles up, wrist stays down. And then release. Do it one more time. Yeah. All right. Just stay right relaxed, head can rest any which way, and take a little wobble from side to side. Then from here, let's reset the hands, coming back into downward facing dog. Go ahead and just get there. And then from the downward dog, let's come to the front of the mat, bring your feet to the hands. Take just a halfway lift from there, engage through the upper back, move the chest forward, and then come down. James, do it again. Slide the hands up higher, go above the knees. I just want to look at you. Move the chest forward again. Bring the shoulder blades closer together and even more. Pull the heart forward. You'll let the head lift just a smidge. Good. Oh yeah. Do you feel that work there in the upper back? Mm-hmm. Okay, awesome. Let's come down, bend the knees. Root into the feet. Inhale all the way up. Lift both arms. And release the arms. Okay. So next we'll do is a little shoulder mobility thing. So go grab your strap. And these straps are super duper long, so I'm just going to fold it in half. You don't need to loop it, just fold it. And then this will be the movement. Sometimes it's called shoulder flossing. You'll come up and back. And if shoulders are tight, you'll just slide the hands a little further apart when you go back, or a lot further apart. That's it. And then come up and forward. And every time I do this, I slide the hands in, and then I slide them apart a little as I'm going back. Try to keep the arms straight. That's it. How's that on your shoulder? Go get a stretchy band and try it again. It should be a little easier. Yeah, go get a stretchy band. And you kids at home too, if you have something that stretches, I actually like that a little better, but I was guessing most of you'd have this kind. Yeah, that'll be nice because it'll create a little bit of a pull. Yeah, so let's go again. Take it in front, and then you can actually start with the hands a little closer together because it's going to stretch on you. Yeah, all right, and then we come up and let the hands pull apart as you come back. Yeah, was that too tight? And then come up. Yeah, go ahead, actually start with the hands a little further apart. And then go. We'll see if that's the magic ticket. Oh. Yeah, don't worry about it. That's real life for you. All right. Oh, cool. You turned on from your watch. Snazzy. All right. So we're going to stay in the up position. And now just keep a little tension on your device. And then feel what happens when you rotate the arms, letting the thumbs go forward. And do you feel how the neck gets all bunched up? So do this with the arms. So not the whole hands, just the rotations. Yeah, exactly. And do you feel how that just kind of shrugs the shoulders up when you do that? And then go the opposite. Turn the thumbs back and the pinky side of the hand forward. Yeah, that's the one we want. So stick with that and just keep a little bit of a pull apart going. And then take your front ribs and let them drop down just a little bit. Good. Take a little break, just come down, shake it out for a second. And then we'll go again, same starting position. And then you'll bend the elbows and let the strap come down a little bit. So it looks like that. And then just a small amount, let the tips of the elbows angle forward and the thumbs draw back. So that recreates that little rotation. Yeah. Now take the front ribs, pull them down and in. So you're not in exactly, you're not in the back bend. And then find that kind of double chin position. Bring the head back. Yeah, great. A lot of work for not going anywhere. And then relax. Yeah, just wiggle a little bit. Okay, so we're going to put the strap down, but we'll repeat those same positions in a moment on your belly. Let's come to the front of the mat. Root down through the legs. Inhale the arms up. And then on the exhale, bend the knees. Find that pull back action. Chest is forward. Yeah, really move more the chest forward. Yes. And then inhale, come up. Do that 2 more times. Exhale, bend, pull the chest forward. Pull the elbows back. Yeah. And then up. And the last one. Chest forward, elbows back. Great. One more time up. This time on the way down, just take a forward fold. Uttanasana. Come up halfway, take the same engagement through the upper back. Go up as high as you need in the arms. And then down we come. Let's go to plank pose. And then lower all the way to the belly. And take the arms out in front on the floor. And go wide in the arms, about as wide as the shoulders. Now with your hands, you'll press into the floor, not too hard, but press apart like you had the strap. And also try to pull the hands towards your chest. You'll lift ever so slightly in the chest, but it's more like a pull and push rather than a lift. Oh yeah. You feel a little work going on somewhere, upper back or shoulders, I'm hoping. Great. And then relax. Let's do the same thing 2 more times. So hands pull apart. Try to pull the hands to the chest, draw the chest forward. You'll come up slightly. Yeah. And relax. Last one of these, press hands apart. Pull them towards you. Chest draws forward. Just a little bit of a lift. And then relax. Now we're going to do it in a bent elbows position. So bend the elbows, slide the hands down a little lower, but the hands are still higher than your head. And then press into the floor lightly. Press the hands apart, and then try to pull hands to the chest forward. You lift, but just a little bit. I know, stay up there. Good, and rest. And then let's go again. Hands press apart, go pull back towards your chest. Chest draws forward, slight lift. Head is in line with the spine. Just pretend the head is part of the spine. And rest. Only one more of these, James. Hands go apart, and then try to pull hands to the chest forward, a little lift. And then that's it. Rest the head, just turn to one side of your head. Bend the knees, give the legs a little swish from side to side, just to release the position. Okay, but we're not done with our shoulders here. Let's go back, just take a quickie child's pose just for a second. Any version. And then I'll leave it up to you. So earlier we did all fours position, plank on the knees. You could do either one of those again. Or if you wanted to do a little more challenging, you could do plank with straight legs. We're going to do the same shoulder blade push-ups that we did before. So you choose the starting position. First, just for a moment, let the chest sink slightly and then pull the chest forward so you clear the neck. And then press into the floor. Let the upper back rise towards the ceiling. Oh yeah, James, that looks so good. And then sink down just a little bit. Don't bend the elbows. And then press into the floor and rise. Do that one more time. Little sink down. And then press and rise. Oh yeah, up and back we go, downward dog. That was great. That was really, really good. And from your down dog, let's meet in a forward fold. Any way you want to get there is fine. Root down through the legs, use the inhale to lift. Arms come up, and just give the wrists a few little circles as you bring the arms down again. Oh, yeah. Let's take a slither too, just because. Move around a little bit. Okay. And then pause. Grab the stretchy band. I'm going to demonstrate on the strap. So you'll hold the prop behind you. Start like this with the palms facing back. And then just for a second, lift the shoulders a little bit and draw them back. And then pull your band apart. Yeah? At the same time, rotate the arms so the pinkies draw back and the thumbs draw forward. Yes. Now from here, we'll bend the knees. Take a kind of a half forward fold and let the arms lift up higher if you're able. Don't force anything. But notice how much space is between your hands and your buttocks. And try to keep that amount of space as you come back up again. And it'll be much harder now because of gravity. Yeah, try not to drop the arms. Keep the pull apart happening. Keep your face relaxed. I know, I'm dying too. It's pretty horrible. And then relax. And then put the strap aside. Just shake out the arms, wiggle out the hands. Yeah. All right. So for the next little sequence here, let's have the blocks at the front. I'll suggest the medium height, but it's up to you. And then we'll come stand in our mountain pose, feet together or a little apart. We're going to do the chair thing again. So root down through the legs. Inhale, we're up. On the exhale, imaginary pull up, but on the diagonal. Bend the knees, chest comes forward. And then inhale, we'll come right back up to stand. So pretend you're pulling on something that's really heavy. There's a lot of resistance there. And up. And then James, pull the elbows further back when you go down. Yeah, good. Inhale up. And now exhale all the way down, forward fold. Take just a halfway lift. And then when you come down, step the right leg back, going in the lunge pose. Let's have the toes tucked under on the right foot. Slide the blocks back just a little bit, and then go up a level so they're the highest height. Yeah. And then from your position here, press down on the blocks lightly, and then try to pull the blocks back and pull the chest forward. Aha. And back off. And do that a couple of times and see how this too engages the upper back, but you'll also get a little bit into the side, the serratus anterior muscle. Do that a couple of times. Yeah. All right, let's pause in that pulling state. Draw back through the pelvis, forward through the chest, and then you'll let go with the arms and bring them back alongside you. Yeah. Now bend the elbows slightly. Bend the elbows a little bit. Pull on your imaginary strap and rotate so the palms of the hands turn towards one another. And then start to stretch the arms to straight. You can lengthen the fingers back. Yeah. Now if you can lift the arms higher without the shoulders dropping down, try it out. If not, just stay. Ah, it's horrible, isn't it? Come down, rest, bring the arms down. Take a few rounds to bend and straighten the front leg. Yeah, okay. Now here we go. Let's keep the knee bent, move the blocks out of the way, and plant your hands. Step back just a plank for a second, and then all fours position. And we'll take the left hand and grasp the under, like the lower ribs. Left hand to the right side. Yeah, but then don't drop down. Stay lifted. Pretend you're still on all fours. You're just one hand down. And then from here, let the chest sink down. Press into the right hand and lift. So it's that same motion that we've been doing, but now you've just got one arm. That makes it a little harder. We're going to make it even more exciting. Let's pause when you're in the pressing state. Yeah, keep that. Now, if you want a little more, take the right leg back, toes tucked under. If you want a lot more, take the left leg back too, toes tucked under. So you're in a one-handed plank. Don't do it if it's a bad idea.
It's a bad idea.
Okay, just stay. And then put the two hands down. Put the two knees down. Come all the way down to the belly and rest. Oh yeah, just for a second though, because we're gonna do another round of these. Don't you love it when you're the only one here and I can just mess with you the whole time? Yeah. All right, so let's take the arms forward and kind of wide. We're just gonna do one in 3 different positions. So hands pull apart, they pull towards you, chest comes forward, take a slight little lift. Aha, and then relax. Bend the elbows, slide the hands down just a wee bit. Press into the floor, hands press apart. And then try to pull, hands to the chest, chest forward, little lift. Yeah. And we'll do one more position, lower down. Slide the hands back a little further so they're about the same line as your head. Hands pull apart. Try to pull hands to the feet, draw the chest forward, find the lift. Upper back very much engaged, lower back is relaxed. And then down we come, rest. Oh, great. Take a little wiggle or just anything for a second. All right, And then let's go back to downward dog just to transition. From your down dog, we'll make our way to the top of the mat, feet to the hands. Take just a halfway lift. Engage the upper back, chest forward. More forward with the chest. Think of, what can I tell you? Lift the front of the shoulders towards the ceiling and try to bring your shoulder blades closer together on the back. Yeah, lift the head just a little bit. Okay, good. And then come back down. Let's take the left leg back, setting up for your lunge. Just whatever height of blocks you need. That's it. Walk your blocks back a little bit. Good. Okay. Now don't go anywhere. Press into the blocks. Try to pull the blocks back as the chest comes forward. Upper back and side is engaged. And then relax. Do that a few times. So this pull. Yeah. All right. Let's pause here. Press a little more firmly into the right foot, the heel in particular. Let's stretch the arms back, little bend in the elbows, and then pretend you're holding on your strap here. A little pull apart, and then rotate so the elbows draw more up towards the ceiling, and the palms of the hands turn in towards your body. That's really good. And then stretch the arms to straight. You can lengthen back through the fingers. Yeah, good. Now, keep your shoulders doing their thing. Can you lower the chest just a little bit? Think more forward than down, actually. Yeah, good. And then if you can lift the arms without the shoulders rolling forward, do. If you start to do this, then just stay. Yeah, okay. Down come the arms. That was good. I'm sweating bullets here. Bend and straighten the front knee a couple of times. Yeah, that was great. Okay. And then let's move the blocks out of the way. Just plank to all fours position. That's it. And then we've got our second side. So right hand grasps the lower ribs. Left arm will be the working arm here. And then try to stay everything the same. It's just now you've run one arm. Lower the chest a little bit. And then press into the floor and lift. So isolating here through the left shoulder blade. Yeah, it's harder with one arm, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, we're gonna stay in the pressing up state. Maybe not. Maybe left leg goes back, toes tucked under. Okay, if that's your stopping ground, stay. If you're doing the right leg too, it'll look like this. And then everybody, 2 hands down. Yeah, you did it on this side. It's hard work. And then 2 knees down, just come rest on the belly. Let's take a little breather for a second. Fold the hands, rest the forehead down. I never knew this was called crocodile pose until very recently.
What you're doing right now?
Yeah, I've been doing yoga for over 20 years. And this is the first, but crocodile pose, I love it. So here we are, crocodile pose. Bend your knees, give the legs a little swish. You learn something new every day, I can tell you.
Then you forget it.
And then sometimes you forget it. So let's put the legs down. Reset your hands like you were doing a cobra. So hands slide back. And then we'll do these same actions we've been working on. Lift the front of the shoulders away from the floor. Point the elbow tips towards the back wall. Go ahead and lift the head, but just in line with the spine. And without moving your hands, pull hands to the feet. Chest forward. You'll lift a little bit, but it's just as a result of this pull and push. And then back off, but stay in the same position. And do that a few times, so like a little pulse. Oh. All this stuff is really good for posture. I'm telling you. All right, one more time. And then let's go back to child's pose. Toes tucked under, hands in the spider fingers position. Great. And then just a quickie down dog. From your down dog, we'll come to a forward fold. Root down through the legs. Inhale, we're up. Arms lift. And release the arms. Yeah. Great. Just do a wiggle for a second. All right. So this next one, super weird. I'm going to face the back, so I'm on the same side as you. So put them, and also I won't see you if it goes awry. I'm not going to know.
But I'll tell you.
Yeah, I'll be able to hear it. I'll be able to hear it. So put the block in your left hand, and in this position, the shoulder, it's an external rotation. And then you'll draw the block in and let the elbow go wide. That's internal rotation. So do that a few times. This, really good to do. Every time you go out, you squeeze the left shoulder blade in to move down. And then just let it go when you take the block in. Okay, so we're going to up the ante. Next time you come in, you can lean forward a little bit. Take the block under and then out to the side. And then you'll undo, back through center, and here. Yay, success. Go again. So the block comes in, you'll lean a little forward, a little to the side, and the arm goes out. And then you'll bend and come back to where you started. Yeah. Pull the elbow in more. Good. And then let's go again. We'll add one more piece. So we'll come here, pause in this position. Now, bend the elbow, bring the block up over your head, and then take it out to the side. And yeah, and then we go the reverse. So take it up overhead. Now you lean to the right, take the arm to the left. This is where it's pretty awkward. And then the elbow bends, let the block drop underneath, and then we land back in our start. Yeah, pull the elbow in. Good. Let's go again. So the block comes under, you'll lean, then it comes up over your head and out to the side. Then we go back overhead, arm goes to the left, block pulls under, and back to start. It happens. And next time we'll put Velcro. Yeah. So we'll do one more up, but then the down will be different. So let's take it here and then up overhead. And now go out to the side and then just start back in the down position. So we're making like a full circle around. Move your torso as much as you need to make way for the arm and the block. Yeah. Now let's pause at the top. Let's take the block out, and then we're going to do the whole thing in reverse. So we come up, and then we lean. Block comes under, and we're back up. Yeah, let's do 2 more times just like that.
And then we're going to have to do the other side.
We will do the other side. But I started left on purpose because the first side always gets more attention, doesn't it? Okay, I think I lost it. Just put the block down for a second. Just stand still. Close your eyes. Let the arms relax. And just feel the left side of the body versus the right. And I'm going to rush you, but the left side just has a little more presence to it. It's a little more integrated. How about you? Anything?
I might be fooling myself, but yeah.
Okay, all right. So, I mean, we better do the right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We want that presence.
Yeah. So I'm gonna keep my back to you, but I'll glance back a couple of times.
Make sure I'm goofing off.
So we're gonna start with the littler pieces. So here we are. Take the block out. Elbow stays in and the shoulder blade hugs in a little bit for this first bit. And then let that go as the block comes in, elbow goes wide. Do a few more of those. That's okay?
Yeah. The wrist. It's, obviously it's not.
Yeah, what you could try, I don't know if this will make it better. You could try to make a little perch. That might be better, it might be worse. I don't know. Give it a whirl. Yeah. All right, so here we go. We're going to take the block under, lean a little bit, and then go out wide. And then bend, undo, and back to center. Do that a few times. You'll lose it. Okay, can we add on? Let's do it. So here we go, we're in the lean. Now the block comes up overhead, elbow bends, and then we go block wide. And then we reverse the direction overhead, we lean, and then under, and back to start. Let's do that a few times. And we're up, and then we reverse the direction. One more time like that. Let's pause when you get to the up position, and then keep it going. So you start back at the bottom again. Yeah. So I don't recommend those old school wooden blocks for this. That could be dangerous. Also, don't do it, like if you have a beanbag or something, that's great, but don't do it with your pet hamster. They might get seasick. All right, and then we're gonna go in reverse. So start at the top, go around this way, come forward, it comes around, underneath and back to the top. Yeah, and now if this is not working out, make up a new pattern. I'd love to see what you come up with. And whatever you need to do to finish up, we will.
Figure eight.
Okay. So what we want to try to do, we're done with these, but just, you know, if we do it again, try not to grasp the block and do that, because that's cheating a little. You want to try to keep the block balanced on your hand without tipping here. So, yeah. All right.
I practice that at home.
Yeah, and I was telling Mary, we did this the other day, in belly dancing, they'll do this with a burning candle on each hand and do both sides together. And it's very thrilling. Yeah, because you might get caught on fire. Yeah. Or drop it. That could be bad. All right, but we're
standing in the pool of gasoline.
Yeah, we're not gonna do any fire, just the blocks. We're kind of nearing the end here. So come to the front, we'll take a little sequence to get down to the floor. Inhale your way up. Exhale down, forward fold. Come up halfway, lengthen. And then come on down, plank to the belly. No funny plank push-ups, just plank to the belly. Yeah. Great, and then while we're here, scooch the legs one at a time back and down. We'll just do a simple quad stretch. Bend the right knee, find the foot or the ankle. And then send the center of the knee back, create a little lift up through the belly. And then release that on the right and switch to the left. Yeah. And then release the left. Just stay on the belly, create a little wiggle, a little back and forth. And then let's press up and then just to all fours so you can come around to sit. Bring the legs out in front of you. And then at first, just press into the floor and lift the chest, move the shoulder blades closer together on the back, exactly. And then try to keep this alignment and don't round and don't tuck in the pelvis. Sometimes we do, but for this, don't. Take the legs a little further out. Yeah. And then take the arms forward and see if you can hold the position. Lift the chest more. More. Yeah, there it is. And then maybe hinge back a little bit. Bend the elbows, pull the hands in close to the body. Pull the elbows back a little more. That's it. Lift the chest a little more. That's it. Aren't you hating this? And then take the arms forward and go again. Elbows draw back. Shoulder blades move close together. And then one more time up, forward. And last time, just pull it back. All right, and then rest, sit. Good job. Let's take zigzag asana. Bend the knees, have the right knee in front and the left leg kind of on the side. Yeah, that's it. And then put the right hand to the floor. You'll rise up onto the shins. Lift the left arm. No, you're on the other side. Right.
All right.
You know.
I'm like you.
Put your right hand a little further back. Try that. And then come up.
Oh.
Is that better? Yeah. And then down. Change your legs. Zigzag the other way. Left hand back by the left hip and then up. Yeah. Good. Okay, come down. Undo the legs. And then just watch for a sec before you come down. So it's kind of, if you're familiar with fish pose, it's a version of that. You'll start like this. You'll press elbows into the floor, head into the floor, and press the inner border of the shoulder blade, just right up into the back. And then you'll release. So we'll do that a couple of times. Very fun. So the elbows bend like a robot, knees bend. Press the elbows into the floor, head gently into the floor, and the shoulder blades press into the back. And the chest lifts. And then relax. And do that a couple of times, just a little press and release. Now we'll take one more, and if you're up for a little more work, hold the position, press a little bit more, and so much so that maybe the actual shoulders lift a teensy bit. If that's too much, just stay. And then everybody will be done. Release, relax the arms, just let them be floppy. You can let the head take a little side to side. And then this one, it's, if you're familiar with a windshield wiper, it's like that, but it's just one leg. Let's stretch the right leg out long and just relax the right arm. Left knee is bent. Walk the left foot wide on the mat and the left arm wide and just straight out from the shoulder. Now, all at the same time, the left arm will sweep the floor going up to your head. As you do that, press into the inner right foot and reach, I meant left foot, reach the knee forward towards the foot end of your mat. So you're reaching the hand and the knee away from each other. And then you'll undo and come back to center. Do that a few times. So that the knee reaches and the hand pulls back and release. You can even lift up onto the big toe if you wanted to, letting the heel pull up off the floor when you go over. Try that out, yeah. And then come back to center and we'll change. So the left leg goes long, right knee bends, walk the foot, the right foot wide on the mat. And then from here, sorry, you'll take that sweep, arm sweeps the floor and pulls up as the right knee reaches to the front of the mat. And then you'll undo, coming back to center. Take that a couple more times, and if you want to lift the heel, you can. If it bothers the arm to pull the arm up, just leave the arm where it is. And then we'll finish up this last round here. And come back to center. Let's reset. Bend both knees here with the feet on the floor. Take your hands on the legs close to the hip crease. Breathe in. And as you exhale, just press straight ahead, hands into the legs. Inhale, you'll back off. And do that a couple more times. So a little press on the exhale. Right. And then from here, guess what? It's like we're Shavasana. Oh. Yay. Yeah. So go ahead and just find your most comfortable position. Or if you need to move around a little bit before Shavasana, of course, that's fine. Yeah, do you know how to set that one up?
No.
Yeah,
I think that's, I used to do it all the time, but. I forget.
yeah. This is basically a passive version of that more active one we just did with that little press. So this is good, yeah. As you settle in here to whatever shape you've taken, first relax through your face. Relax through your jaw, your mouth, your tongue. Relax all through the neck and the throat and your shoulders. Relax up and down your spine. We're going to be holding around the belly. Begin to deepen your breath. And start to create a little movement. If you've been on the blocks, give yourself a second off the blocks just to re-neutralize for a moment. When you're ready, roll to one side and we'll come up to a seated position. Light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.
Namaste.